in dispute. His point was that this is not something that is in dispute in this country. What do you make of that in the first place?
The point is, from that particular visit to the UK, where he was sitting with Tony Blair and all that funny spectacle happened, President Barrow practically, if you read between the lines, what he told the Tubabs was that we will make sure homosexuals' rights are respected and preserved. Practically, he just accepted what the Tubabs wanted. He was a bit careful in his language, but fast forward to now, EU ambassador, resident in our country, last 10 days of Ramadan, decides to launch a campaign to promote homosexuality. No statement from Barrow, no statement from his Dogo foreign minister, Mamadou Tangara. The first to respond were political parties, the top dignified political parties who care about our religion and culture, being GDC, APRC, GMC. UDP, GMC, and GAP. These are the political parties that stood up, and Gambians, you better watch. There's a lot of funny monkey business going on in our political scene. These are the political parties that came and spoke for Gambians, and I comment and salute all of their leaders.
So when the EU ambassador made this statement, you expected government to come out?
Absolutely, without a doubt. We are
what does their silence tell you?
Silence means consent. An ambassador insults a whole nation, a nation of Muslims, more than 95%, Christians. Our ambassador keeps quiet. Our president keeps quiet. Silence means consent. You know, that's why when we're selecting leaders, we need to have certain indicators. Self-esteem, self-confidence, culture is very important. President Barrow and his foreign minister, they don't have those Gambian values. They feel that if somebody, that's the attitude they are showing. Maybe they were bombsters when they were kids. So they sit down, this guy insults us, billahi. No EU ambassador will do this in any Muslim country. They won't do it in Senegal. They won't do it in Saudi Arabia. So he knows the Gambian, he knows the psyche of the Gambian. You know, Alassane Dabo, my good friend, PR expert and Governor's Conwa. So he said Barrow doesn't have a philosophy, and that's the problem of this entire governance infrastructure. And you have somebody like Tangara, educated by the French. They gave him a PhD just like Minty Banta. And we need to start questioning some of these PhDs, especially the recent graduates. It looks like they have signed some kind of an oath of allegiance with the Western Illuminati complex.
The problem is, even the EU ambassador and the National Human Rights Commission know how much of a conservative and religious society Gambia is. So why do you think they will trigger such a topic, particularly during this period?
They're testing our pulse, that's it. And that's why I came out vehemently, all out attack. These Tubabs are very smart. These people are sophisticated. And that's why we need to be careful how we deal with them. The EU ambassador came out to test the waters. When I made the initial response, he came back to iAfrica TV, and we have to give them credit. They were the first to report this, and you journalists, sometimes you need to watch out for issues that actually matter to the people. It was iAfrica TV that brought out this report. I want to recognize them and give them credit for that. It was because it was from that video that I made a response. He came back. I heard he was almost crying because he didn't expect that people will pick this up. But they have a strategy, these Tubabs. They test the waters. If there was no response right now, there would have been an official ceremony at one of the hotels to launch their very obnoxious Yabate campaign of break the silence.
I know you came up with that thing,
yes.
that term, like
break the Yabate.
Break the
yes,
Yabate.
Because we will not have it here.
And then beside the EU ambassador, we also have Gambians, because I think everybody on the National Human Rights Commission is a Gambian.
Yes.
And then these people are also saying, okay, it's time that we let these people be who they want to be. What is your response to that, for them as Gambians advocating for the rights of, you know, the lesbians, the gays, and the transgender people?
Exactly, and that's why, you know, my initial call was for Imam Babali to resign, because as an imam, a leader of Muslim faithfuls, you cannot be in an institution that's advocating the promotion of gay rights. The imam came out, he actually made the situation worse for himself, because if he said he was not going to resign, but he came out saying that homosexuals have rights that we should respect and promote. Practically, that's what he said. And that's why I said the entire Human Rights Commission should be dissolved. I'm not saying there should not be a Human Rights Commission, but we need to staff it with people who are in full consonance with our religious and cultural ethos. We have dignified Gambians who will never bow down to Tubabs because of Minty Banta.
And we've seen some political parties actually come out to condemn and say,
yes,
we want no part of this.
The credible
and
political parties, they all came and did that.
And who are the ones that are not credible who haven't come
Any
out?
political party who is not within that circle, you don't believe in our religious and cultural ethos. You are just playing monkey business with us.
If they're not coming out to condemn this thing, what do you think of that?
Silence means consent. All the political parties that kept quiet about it actually are fully in agreement with the EU that rights of homosexuals and lesbians should be respected and promoted in this country. That's it.
So what do you expect from government?
Well, what do I not expect from government? We all know we have a Bojo government, and our Barrow and his government will do anything to please these tubabs, and they will never learn a lesson. Because after...
But please this tubab in exchange for what?
That's for nothing. That's it. Because if these tubabs, Sajo, if you took a calculator right now and calculated how much money that the European Union promised this country from January, February 2017 up to today, you reach 2 billion. Not a single butut has come in this country. And yet this government is bending backwards over to please this devilish international complex that brings itself in the clothes of development assistance. Nothing. Even if they brought out $100 billion, we should not accept their conditions for homosexuality. Talk less of a development program that saw nothing in this country. In fact, things got worse. We had the highest number of casualties on the back way when Barrow took over, even though a lot of the hypocrites were blaming the Jammeh government for this back way problem.
The funny thing is that even though like a lot of Gambians are against the issue of gay rights in this country,
yes,
but we also have a segment of Gambians who say, well, let people be.
Yes, the Halali Tubabs, the recent graduates from Western universities and the so-called Dalasivists, because most of them they call themselves activists. They are not. They are Dalasivists, looking for every opportunity to get a buck from these Tubabs. They are just a few, a minority, who want to be tubabs. They are not tubabs. Meanwhile, they don't want to be Africans. So, مُذَبْذَبِينَ بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ لَا إِلَى هَؤُلَاءِ وَلَا إِلَى هَؤُلَاءِ وَمَنْ يُضْلِلِ اللَّهُ فَلَنْ تَجِدْ لَهُ سَبِيلًا. There are people who, when they are with us, they pretend to be Muslims. When they go to these tubabs, they tell, no, it's okay, this is not important. In fact, I saw a prominent politician in Twitter saying, religion is not important, we should just talk about policies. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We come from Allah and we return to Allah. Religion is our priority. Any other thing is a joke. So you have a minority of Halali Tubabs, we call them, who want to look good in the eyes of the West and you know what's sad? Tubab bu degu, Tubab bu gore, do mostly support homosexuality. So we have these people who want to be white trash amongst us in black skin. What they want will never happen here in a billion years. And I'm using a Jammeh terminology. It will not happen here in a billion years. Homosexuality in this country, it will not happen in a billion years, inshallah.
And what is your message to Gambians? What is your message to the government as well?
I want to talk to this government because this government has failed, will continue to fail. They don't know their left from their right. They don't even have the self-esteem and the self-confidence and the cultural rooting to stand for what's right in this country. All they want is to fill their pockets because they know that time is up. They are going out of this quadrangle and state house by 2021. No message for them. Just start packing your luggage. You are leaving state house in 2021, inshallah ta'ala. But to Gambians, my message, and from the beginning, man, I'm not into this for hyperbole or attention or anything. You know, you struggle to keep me here to do this interview. I'm not looking for any attention. I am attention itself.
Why are you
I don't have time. Not when the guy who was talking all his yefi góor jigéen yooyu gaaruwaale fii la ko defee seen network bi la ko waxee fii la ko tonto. Man, I don't have time for all this pettiness.
So let's get
Fatu Network is bigger than you.
This is man suma platform.
This is your.
And when I am on the platform or not, how much it can la ko
You are a subset
put your point across.
You are a subset of Fatu Network. You are Fatu Network.
Yes,
Sadio Brito is not important here. This was the network that a whole religious leader came and he was doing garuwale. The garuwale you could def si góor ñin Gambia dañ jamane góor jigéen nga. So lima wax moy man, I'm not doing this for attention or anything. I have 1,001 things to do. I have family matters to take care of right now. But I think our religion and culture is important. That's why I'm here. My message to Gambians, and I said this in my first essay, my open letter to the EU ambassador. I am not telling anybody, and nobody is telling anybody to go around and fight for homosexuals and kill them and persecute them. Nobody said that. But our culture, our religion does not recognize this. We are not going to accept it. We are not going to legalize it. And the laws of this country that criminalize it will remain. It will not change here. Homosexuality will be a criminal offense in this country, and it will remain so, and we are ready to give up everything we have to make sure this country, this holy land, where Serigne Touba, Cheikh Omar Foutiyou Tall, Kang Khalifa, and other sacred, luminous, saintly souls came here to seek God, will remain a clean and sacred country, inshallah, regardless of how many billions these Toubabs are throwing at us.
I know when you came out to speak about gay rights in the Gambia,
Yes.
Babali has responded. I'm not sure it was a direct response to you, but he has said that, okay, people are talking about him being on the Human Rights Commission because they are jealous. And do you have any response for the Imam?
I already responded when you were trying to stop me from saying it. Maybe he should talk about other people. Somebody who's been central bank economist, been to World Bank, IMF, you name it, National Budget Director, Secretary General, Minister of Presidential Affairs. Why would he be jealous of somebody who's on a Human Rights Commission? I mean, it's too cheap for me. But that's not the point, and he tried to cheapen an important issue. I'm not going to take the debate. The point is you cannot be an imam and be sitting in an institution, serving an institution that's promoting and supporting gay rights. So for me, in fact, the choice is with the community he's leading. Babali should make a choice. He either becomes an imam of the faithful whose religion is guided by the Quran, or he serves an institution that promotes and supports gay rights. But he cannot be in those two positions and be the same person.
If you are from the community of Kanifing Estate, I mean the people that he leads in congregation, what would you do? Would you request for him to
I would write a petition. He either resigns from the Human Rights Commission, or we oust him, let him go off our member. That's it. That's what I would do if I were in the Kanifing Estate community.
Thank you very much, Sabali, for coming to the Fab Network News Review.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. We'll go for a break and then we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
TAF Africa Global is proud to launch the Moria Gardens, conveniently located in Bruford, 5 minutes off the